Welcome back to Game Crunch, everyone, keeping you up to date with the latest in the video game world. Now today, we're going to go over a couple of the biggest topics happening today in the gaming space, including for the Last of Us fans out there. We just saw a recent interview with Neil Druckmann concerning the future of the franchise and if we're ever going to see a Last of Us Part 3. We'll get into the details on that in just a second. And then if you're looking forward to Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 remaster, be like I am, I'm super excited. 3 was probably my favorite one. Well, it looks like we might be missing one of the classic skaters. We'll go over that in just a second. But of course, if you like to stay up to date with the latest in the video game world, consider giving Game Crunch a subscribe. It really helps the channel grow, and if you find this information helpful, give the video a like, and without further ado, let's just get straight into today's topics. So let's start off with Naughty Dog's Neil Druckmann, who just cast some doubt on the future of the Last of Us franchise. If you were hoping for a third game, you might want to lower your expectations. Druckmann recently spoke with Variety, and when asked about The Last of Us Part 3, he simply said, "Don't bet on there being more of The Last of Us. This could be it." That's a pretty stark contrast from past interviews where he hinted that there is more story to tell. As recently as just last year, Druckmann confirmed that he had a concept for a third game, saying it would feel as exciting as the first two, but now, sounds like he's backtracking a bit. So what changed? Could it be the success of the HBO show, shifting their priorities? After all, Season 2 is set to premiere on April 13th, and the showrunners have already confirmed they'll need at least 3 to 4 seasons to tell the full story. It's possible Naughty Dog is waiting to see how the show develops before committing to another game, but as of now, fans should be prepared for the possibility that The Last of Us Part 2 might be the last we see of Ellie's journey. I honestly have some mixed thoughts on this because I really like how I might be one of the minority here, but I kind of like how the Last of Us Part 1 and Part 2 kind of played out. I thought the story of Part 2 was excellent, and it just kind of showed to me that at the end of the day, that sometimes there is no winners in life. Sometimes when there's fighting like that, it's just everybody loses, and it's shitty, and that's just life. That's just sometimes how it goes. But, I mean, I really enjoy the Last of Us games. If they had a really cool concept for a third game, I would be super excited to check it out. Of course, let me know what you think down below. Are you liking the show so far? I'm definitely excited to check out the part 2 and see kind of what they do with Abby. But of course, let me know what your thoughts are down below. Would you be cool with a Last of Us Part 3? Now let's talk about another franchise that has been making headlines today, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 Remastered. The long-awaited remakes of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 are officially coming this July, but one classic skater is notably missing from the lineup. Bam Margera, one of the most recognizable faces in the series, is absent from the confirmed skater roster. While Activision... I just threw a full can of Pepsi Zero Sugar Lime on top of that fire. I think it's bought me a couple minutes just to finish this video. I'm going to get this out there for you today no matter what. While Activision has teased secret characters, historically, these don't include returning classic skaters. Which means Margera could be the only original Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4 skater left out. Interestingly, while Bam himself isn't in the game, his brother Jess Margera will be, at least in the soundtrack form. CKY's 96 Quite Bitter Beings is confirmed to be part of the game's soundtrack. Unfortunately, if you followed Bam in recent years, he's had a rough few years with legal and health struggles leading up to his removal from Jackass Forever. It's unclear if this played any sort of role in his exclusion from Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4, but wouldn't be surprising if Activision decided to distance itself from him. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 is set to drop on July 11th of this year, 2025, with early access available on July 8th. The game will feature cross-platform multiplayer, which is pretty cool, and will launch on PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and PC. And that's all the news I've got for you today, so I want to thank you for tuning into another episode of Game Crunch. I think I'll still have a house tomorrow to film in. Should be okay. Anyway, let me know what your thoughts are down below. Are you kind of a little disappointed that we might not see a Last of Us Part 3? Basically, in 2021 and 2023, Neil Druckmann did say that he had some sort of semblance of a script, and, you know, nothing was set in stone. He said they hadn't started any development, but they did have a pretty good story lined up. So it might just be one of those things, you know, with current game development. Maybe we'll see it in, like, I don't know, 10, 15 years. And then, well, let me know what you think down below. Why wasn't Bam Margera included in the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4 remaster? Might have something to do with, you know, all the stuff he's been going through. But I thought, honestly, he, maybe I'll have to double check on this, but I thought he was doing a little better in recent years. I thought he was cleaning up a little bit. Who knows? But anyways, if you missed yesterday's news, I'm going to leave a video over here and another video you might like over here, and I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. Have a good one.